What's going on, guys? It's Jose from Bait and Boujee, and today I'm doing something totally different. I'm gonna give y'all an introductory on how to shoot a fishing video. The reason I wanted to do this is because one of the teams that I'm part of, the question comes up all the time. How do I shoot a video, or where do I start? What do I do? And it's relatively easy. Probably the hardest thing is just starting it, just getting out there and doing it. Originally, I started a YouTube channel just because I figured, hey, I'm already recording myself fishing, so why not post it up on YouTube? And hopefully, if people like my editing style, what I'm doing, my narrative and things like that, my energy overall, then maybe I'll get some views out of it. So let's get right into equipment. I don't have the money for a $1,500, $2,000, $10,000 DSLR. And what most people don't realize is what they have right in their pocket is perfect just to get you started to creating fishing videos. Right now, what I'm recording on is my iPhone 7 Plus. Your iPhone 7 Plus actually records at 4K, and that is pretty daggone good. So right there, right in your pocket, your phone, which normally shoots at HD, is a great way to get started. With that being said, I have it on a tripod. Please, if you're going to be shooting these types of videos or where you're going to be talking into the camera, put it on a tripod. Now, on my earlier videos though, I had it chest mounted. And a lot of people thought that I had a GoPro and things like that. If you want to actually get chest mounted video or head mounted video utilizing your phone, there actually is adapters out there for that. And the one that I normally use is right here. This is called the Action Mount, Action Chest Mount. And it's a great looking mount. In fact, all it does is these suction cups that work really well get pushed up on the screen just like that, strapped on, and that thing is not going anywhere. And so you can get all your chest mount footage, and I'm talking about, it works great. Another thing they have for the phones is those poppets. So you can pull those out right here and pop it on like that. So if you're holding it out here, it gives you extra stability when you're rotating your camera. And I like to use that as well. Now when it comes to the GoPros, so I actually have a DP Power. This one is the EX5000 HD camera, and this one works quite well also. I believe I got this on sale for $34.99 shipped, and it does full HD, doesn't do 4K. And is the quality the same as a GoPro as far as video quality and audio quality? No, not really close. But for the price, it does just great. Put that onto any type of your normal J-style mounts that the GoPro mounts use, and it does great. So when it comes to shooting fishing videos, just like when if you ever gave a speech, any type of public speaking, have an outline. And when I say have an outline, have a plan. Show what you're doing, have an introduction, maybe talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing, the baits you're going to be using. And when you are doing the actual fishing, show a little bit of the retrieval. Not all of it, but when you are definitely catching fish, show the retrieval. I know myself, still being a beginner fisherman myself, I like to see what they're actually doing. If they're showing, hey, this is the swim bait I'm using, I want to actually see them retrieve the swim bait. So if I see if their rate, either the retrieval rates, if they're going slow, they're fast, where they have the rod tip up, down, what they're actually doing, I like to see a little bit of that. I don't just like to see them, boom, picking up fish left and right. So have a little bit of that into your plan. When you close out the video, maybe you can give a small summary of what happened throughout the day. Also in the video, you might want to actually have them catching fish. And that's the difficult part. That's probably the hardest part of myself. I mean, it looks so easy on YouTube for people to go out and catch fish constantly all day, every day. But if you're a true fisherman, especially a bank fisherman like myself, you already know that that's not always the case. Now, when it comes to making creative and quality content, the awesome thing about this mount, like I said, it converts it to a J-style mount, which is the GoPro mounts. And you can do it also if you have your action camera, if you have your GoPros, you can mount it in a different assortment of places. Meaning that, hey, give the viewer different views. Either put it on a tripod, place it out on top of your trolling motor, on top of your outboard, put it on the steering wheel where you're going out, inside the vehicle, place it on the bank next to yourself while you're fishing. Give the viewer different angles. And that also brings me into B-roll. So me talking in front of the camera right now, this is A-roll. B-roll would be cutting to something. Right now I'll cut into me fishing into the bank, and while I'm talking over that, instead of you just getting 5 or 6 minutes of me talking, this is B-roll cutting into it of you seeing another picture of action of something going on. Also, B-roll can be cinematic, something cutting to telling a story of me going out to the fishing spot. And if you are going to be doing that, well then, and you want it to be more dramatic, then film it in slow-mo. If you want your video to be at slow-mo, then actually shoot it at slow-mo. Because if you try to slow it down during the editing process, well then it looks really choppy and kind of weird. In fact, while I'm doing this, I'll slow this down. In extra time, and it looks weird. Not that smooth, and I don't like the way it looks out. When it comes to editing software, I mean, literally there is a million things out there. I can't tell you which is the best. Well, I can probably tell you which is the best, which is Photoshop Suite. But that comes down to money. I mean, do you have the money for the monthly subscriptions? I mean, that thing takes... There's no such thing as mastering Photoshop Suite because people use it for years and years and years and years. So if you're basically just starting out, I'd start out with iMovie. iMovie can be done over your phone. In fact, a lot of my videos are actually edited over my phone. The only problems I have with iMovie is that you can't stack layers on top of it. So while I'm talking, I can't have another video playing, or I can't place my logo on top of this, or another picture of me explaining things like that. You can do with other free editing softwares. VSTC is the free software I use, and it gets the job done. Is it the easiest to use? No, it's not, but it's free, and for my needs, it gets the job done. There's also another good one I recommend is Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is about $100 or somewhere in that neighborhood, and that's a great program. There's also Corel Draw, but it comes down to budget and what you're comfortable in using. When editing your video, less is definitely more. And I understand there's those guys out there, Tactical Bassing, the Googans, and all of them, even Fluke Master, they'll have 15-20 minute videos. Well, they can have that because they have the fan base. But if you're a new YouTuber or someone that doesn't have the fan base, we don't really want to watch 20 minutes of you talking and fishing because we don't know you. You don't have the fan base for that. Definitely less is more. I understand that you're recording 4 hours, 5, 6, 8, hell, 3 days worth of content, but you gotta shorten it down. 20 minutes is really, over 10 is really pushing it. Less is more if you're starting out making new content, and I definitely would stick to that. But let me give you a shot of some of the equipment that I use normally for fishing. Here's the tripod that I use. This is a great tripod. This was only $10, and it sits down, it locks into place. So if I want it angled down, it locks into place each and every way. This is one of those basic lights. Now, of course, your best light you're going to use is natural lighting. So try to always use natural lighting. But if you need a little bit of lighting, that does great at adding a little bit of light to what you need to do. Since that is a mini tripod though, sometimes it needs to be extended out. And that's where a normal selfie stick comes in. A normal monopod selfie stick goes into that and then now can be extended up. Extending out a good ways. so that I can shoot more videos more accurately with the same little tripod. Another point I wanted to cover is audio. You could have the best video in the world, but if you have bad audio, it kind of doesn't get the viewer's attention. So I understand that while you're fishing, you're not going to have the best audio, especially if there's a lot of wind noise. But if you're sitting there having an instructional video or a review and stuff like that, invest in a small microphone. The lapel mic that I used for my videos was only $10. And all I did was really surf Amazon and try to find one that was, had great reviews, but didn't cost much. Because in the end, it's all about saving money, right? Another thing, eye contact. Try to make eye contact with the lens, because if you're looking over here, looking at the screen, trying to look at yourself, that translates into the video. If you have a problem with making eye contact with the lens, throw on some sunglasses. Boom, you're done with that. Also, energy. This is the last thing I wanted to talk about. You just kind of talk like this, like I do in some of my videos, or my first video, that translates into the camera. Kind of pour it on. And at first you might feel like you're kind of faking the energy. Well, you kind of are, because it translates into the camera, into your audience. So do what you have to do to try to get your message across. Well, I hope that you enjoyed all of this. And as much as I like making these videos, I need to get ready to go fishing today. So if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, comment down below. Please let me know. And also, all the equipment that I talked about in today's video, I'm going to have a linked down in the description. So as always, I appreciate y'all, and let's